All right, I get so many people talking to me about wanting to buy their first home but don't know how to go about it. So confusing, it's daunting, it's my first time, I want to get it right, etc. So let's go through the non-negotiables in getting that done. First one is we need to know that we can lend money. So we need to go and speak to a sophisticated mortgage broker that does that on a daily basis. We need to know what our pre-approval amount or what our borrowing capacity is. Once we get that pre-approval, that's going to last for 3 months. It gives us 90 days roughly to go and find something, okay? Leading into that, you're going to be talking through your strategy. So I like to get an 8-point strategy down on paper, and probably the most common parts of those strategies, or the most important, is your location of where you're buying, the yield that you need as an investor, and the type of property that you're buying, so the dwelling type, whether it's a house, unit, townhouse, etc. So you need to nail those three. Right, now that might mean that you engage a coach or a buyer's agent of some description if you haven't got the knowledge or the people around you in that respect. Once you've got that strategy, you've got that pre-approval, then you can start looking confidently at properties. So we need to get a conveyancer ready to know that when a contract comes through and an offer's been accepted, you can send that straight to your conveyancer, straight to your mortgage broker, and then they can get that transaction happening, okay? I always like to have some sort of cooling off period. Now that cooling off period will always include a subject to building and pest inspection. You want to know on the existing dwelling, whether it's 30 years, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years old, that the foundations are solid and there's no termites right throughout. So you get a building and pest inspection done in the cooling off period once your agreed price has been maintained. Right, so you might have that 5 to 7 days up your sleeve to go and get that done. So you need to have that building and pest inspector ready to go and visit that house at the time during that cooling off period. So throughout that time, the mortgage broker is working hard to get that finance sorted, but knowing that you've got a pre-approval up to that limit and you haven't gone over that limit in your negotiations, most of the time that approval for finance should be fine. Okay, so the bank just needs to know that it's conditionally approved, but conditional upon the contract that you've got and the valuation of that particular property. Okay, so once you get the building and pest back in your hands and you've had a look over and your conveyancer has spoken to you about the contract and you can't see any real major defects or any reasons as to why you might pull out, you're then ready to basically finalise that contract. Okay, so you've signed it subject to building and pest, the cooling off period's there. As soon as that cooling off period ends, that's when you would put down your deposit and then you'll have settlement 28, 40 days, whatever it is that's been negotiated in the contract after that. And that's where your conveyancer is really handy. They can talk you through that because they do it 1,000,000 times a year and you can feel comfortable through that process, okay? So right back to the start, we're looking at getting a pre-approval done or first of all, finding a great mortgage broker, knowing your strategy, your 8-point strategy, and then going and finding properties, right? So getting out there, not buying the first thing you see, getting plenty of offers out there. I work on the 100-10-1 rule. Look at 100, put offers out on 10, and hopefully that'll give you one property purchase, right? Now, you might not have to go to that length, but I wouldn't suggest buying the first thing you see either, okay? So hope that clears up a few things for you first-time buyers out there. It's an exciting time in your life. You want to get it right. I don't think you ever feel 100% sure in your mind that this is going to be a winner, but if you do your research and have your knowledge there, you can be 90-95% sure when you're transacting for the first time. Good luck, go get them.